What's up, guys? Listen, I made this on my IG stories, okay? By the way, go follow my IG. I'll put it here. Boom. All right, I just want to make a full-length video on this topic, okay? It's a very good topic to talk about because it's all about planning, okay? Everyone has all these plans, everything. You know what? They want to end up thinking. Think. Everyone's busy about thinking. I'm like, what the hell? All right, I'll tell you because I'm reading The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I think that's how you pronounce it. Timeless lessons on wealth, greed, and happiness. All right. And it says here, page 63, I'm going to read. A plan is only useful if it can survive reality, and a future filled with unknowns is everyone's reality. A good plan doesn't pretend this weren't true. It embraces it and emphasizes its room for error. The more you need specific elements of a plan to be true, the more fragile your financial life becomes. Now, I'd say, for the last sentence there, the more you need specific elements of a plan to be true, the more fragile your life becomes, right? Everything. This doesn't just go for like financials. That's why I, found this so interesting because just like anything, I extrapolate these ideas, okay? I read this and I'm like, hey, what else can we put this into? What else does this, resemble in life? And it's really true. I heard this quote back like many months ago, back in 2022 or something, I think it was 2021, I heard this quote. There was this Norwegian Navy SEAL guy, he was on a podcast, and he mentioned this quote: the plan is everything, but the plan is nothing. What does this mean? Okay, you make a plan, right? Because usually, when it comes to like military stuff, that's very common. You make a plan, and then that plan goes to shit. Okay, this happens all the time. Because what you end up with is, and this is basically this is the Germans, they did this first. It's called like intention-based leadership. So you tell people, hey, this is the goal, figure it out. That's essentially it. And you give them a plan, right? You give them a plan, and then you have them figure it out. Because it never goes to plan. Everything goes to shit usually. Okay? If you ever made a plan like super detailed, did that ever work out like exactly on point? Like super detailed. We're not talking about like 3 steps for a thing or whatever. We're talking like, hey, you want everything to be in order, all these details to go just exactly on time. It never happens, right? It never does. And this is very common in the military. You see it all the time. So intention-based leadership thing was a thing that they developed for people to lead themselves. And that's just like you have to, lead yourself through life. Look at yourself like you're another person and be like, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And you're going to tell yourself, hey, perform like this. So, when it comes to all this, right, nothing goes to plan, right? What do? Okay, so let's say you're planning for something. Don't get attached to the plan. Don't get attached to the plan at all. Okay? Figure out, hey, what's the goal? What's our intention? What do we want to do here? You can make a few plans there, but once that plan goes to shit, then you need to be able to adjust and adapt, just like that, okay? Bam, bam, bam. Because what happens if you don't adjust and adapt like that is that you enter into a downward spiral of negative thoughts because that plan went to shit, right? So let's say I want to, do something. I want to train I want to do a run or whatever, right? This is a really good one, actually. I want to do a run. I structure out how I want to do my run. I want this pace, I want this, that, whatever, right? I meet a hill, and my pace goes off, right? It's very easy to be like, hey, my pace is off, and all these thoughts, right, start coming into your mind. And now you start dwelling on this. That's where I talked about this in the past, a downward spiral, and then you hit a bottom point. This was what I mentioned for the special forces selection, and people getting they get caught up in their plan. Okay, they're feeling tired. Okay, now they enter into the downward spiral, and they end up quitting, right? And so let's say we're doing a run, we meet this hill. Then the best way to go about it is to not think about it, the hill, like, oh my God, this hill, right? Whatever. Because you can't control the hill. The hill's still going to be there. Your pace is going to be off because you're not going to hit the same pace. So the best thing you can do is like, hey, we're going to attack this a different way now. I have to make up this pace, when I come across the hill. is we're not focused on the hill anymore. We know that, hey, we know that our pace is not going to be on point. And so when I got up this hill, hey, I'm going to set a new goal now. I'm going to run my miles on this pace instead. We're going to have to pick this up, right? Self-motivate. That's what's up. So we're not really getting attached emotionally or, just logically to the plan. It's just like we know we have a set target for a run for whatever, as I mentioned. Hey, we want to do this. It goes bad. Okay, we're changing to this now. Just like that. We snap it up. Adjust. Quick on the go. This is probably one of the most useful skills to have in life, to stay unattached to this. And it requires a lot of discipline, and it requires a lot of time doing this. It's usually, you need to feel it before you can really do something about it. It's just like reps in the gym. Hey, you're making plans. You already know this though, because you made plans in the past. It didn't go how you wanted to. How did you feel? Go back, reflect. And now you know, with what I'm saying here, okay, the next time something like that happens, I need to adjust better. Okay, you do that once, you do that twice, you do that 3 times. Now you're starting to get into a mix of, hey, I can adjust quicker. I can move fast, right? You see, the problem is that, as I mentioned with the downward spiral, is that you end up with paralysis by analysis. That downward spiral starts taking control. Everything goes down, your performance, your everything. This doesn't go for a run, this goes for anything in life. Absolutely anything. Okay? Something goes bad, it's gonna do, your work is gonna, suffer because of it. But if we're able to adjust, hey, this didn't go exactly how we wanted to, then we can, hey, perform in another area just as well. So this goes for everything. It's like you underperform here and you get really attached, and everything suffers because of it. So it's not like this is like, oh, if you want to become a good runner, just do this, right? No. If you want to, become better at anything, you do this. Because, okay, I can do this for a run. If I get super attached to the plan for my run, right? My run goes to shit, my work goes to shit, everything goes to shit, right? The whole world explodes. In reality, though, it's fucking insignificant. And that's what it needs to be in here, right? It's insignificant. We need to have that confidence that, hey, we can handle this. This is no problem, right? So not only are we able to control our emotional state better, we're also getting more confident by learning how to do this, the process of it, right? Because I'm able to say, hey, I got it, just like any time, right? Look at me, I was about to pull off my shirt, but hey, I got the microphone on, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, sorry to all the people who want to see me without a shirt, right? And good for you haters, because I know you want me to keep it on. But hey, it's a really good point, truly. And it's funny that it came from like a financial book, because it just shows how diverse this problem is. Because it comes to financials, I mean, this stuff even too, a lot of this stuff don't even have rules. So when it comes to stuff that actually has a foundation in programming, for example running, for example training, then that speaks volume about how powerful this is in general, right? But yeah, I think my advice for it would be though to just have multiple, we talked about the confidence, right? Having the confidence, hey, you got this, right? And then also, when you're making the plans, you're looking at the end goal and you're thinking, hey, okay, what if goes wrong? Because we did this in the Special Forces too. When we had our plan laid out, I think it was before or after we had made the full plan of how we want to approach a mission. Okay, we want to scuba dive in, infiltration, walk in, eyes on target and all that. And it's like, okay, you start asking all these questions. What if the target is in the wrong spot? What if this target is 1 kilometer down the road? What do we do? You ask these what ifs for everything, absolutely everything. Okay, we want to scuba dive in. What if one of our tanks, like the rebreather, because when you dive, right, in the military style, like infiltration, like stealth, there's no bubbles. There's this thing that goes, you've probably seen it in the movies. They have these tubes that go here into a big box. That's a rebreather. So there's no bubbles going up to the surface. You're reusing the air through a filter. Like, let's say that thing doesn't work. What do we do? Like, what if? What if that happens? What if this happens? And you can use this framework for anything. I've talked about this with some entrepreneurs in the past, because they're doing events, right? And stuff goes wrong. I know this because I was at the event, and I was like, hey, next time, let's have a what if. Let's have, this is very common too, or this is something I learned from survival training. You have a primary, secondary, contingency, and emergency, okay? These four create a plan for how we're gonna do like link-ups, okay? But let's put it into this context. Okay, you have a primary. Okay, what's the secondary? What's the contingency? What's the emergency? So I talked about these with the entrepreneurs, like, okay, we need to have a set system for what if this fails? Okay, what if the next fails? What if this fails? What if this fails, right? And so instead of us being like, oh my God, scrambling around getting all this stuff done that we could have had a plan for, by just, recognizing beforehand, okay, what if that goes wrong? What if that goes wrong, right? You can do that for anything in life. Set a primary, set a secondary. What if this happens? What if that happens? And do not be attached to the end goal, but the intention, and just adjust, okay? Switch it over. Stop thinking. Keep doing and performing well. And that's gonna, just give you anything you want from life. I swear to God. All right? Yeah, I think that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and God bless.